Good afternoon, and I want to be the first to welcome everyone who's here to be with us this afternoon on behalf of Katie and Barney and Vivi and the entire family. Thank you. Thank you for showing up for the family. Thank you for showing up to celebrate Junell. I think it's fitting that we are here in the auditorium, in the theater this afternoon, because as most of us know, this was her happy place. This is where she poured out all of her soul, where she shined, where she found so much joy. And as we move through the program this afternoon, you're going to hear stories, and there's going to be reflections from different people who knew Junell and were connected with Junell. Each speaker is going to introduce themselves, and I just want to remind all of the speakers, if you need some help, if you get up here and you need a little bit of help, I'm going to be sitting right there, so you just give me the look, and I will be happy to come up and read whatever you have prepared. And as you listen to the stories, as we hear the memories, as we celebrate Junell's life, we're all going to feel different emotions today. And I encourage you to give yourself permission to feel those emotions. A lot of us are coming with sadness and grief, and that grief and that sadness is okay, because that means we had a deep connection. That means there was a deep love with Junell. But as I met with the family earlier this week, and as I got to be here yesterday, as several of them were setting up the beautiful displays that are out there in the lobby, there was one theme that continued to rise to the top of what I was witnessing, and that theme was joy. And I don't think there's any coincidence in that, because I think anyone who knew Junell, she lived life with so much joy. And so as you're hearing stories, if there's moments of laughter, go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and smile, because I know that's how Junell chose to live her life. She never let her circumstances squash the joy with which she lived life. And I think if we can carry that joy forward today and tomorrow and in the days ahead, that's going to be a wonderful and a beautiful way to honor Junell. So embrace the emotions, the sadness, the grief, because of the love that we have for Junell, but also embrace the good memories and lean into that joy with which she taught me how to live life, because of the way that she chose to embrace joy. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and invite Junell's dad, Barney, to come on up.
Thank you, everybody, and thanks, Mark. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here and sharing this celebration with us today. Especially I'd like to thank Mark and the faculty and the staff, everybody here at Newark High School, especially Mike McConaughey, the theater director, who's been wonderful working with us, making this whole thing happen. Especially want to thank my wife, Katie. She deserves the most thanks for everything. Throughout this whole sickness, she's the one who's dealt with the brunt of it. She's been there at the hospital. She was with Junell to the very end. Pardon me. Fact is, it's great just being here. When we first thought about where we would have something like this, my first thought was here in this auditorium. I really wasn't sure if that was the sort of thing that, you can kind of do, have a public thing, private thing at the school. But it worked out, and everybody's been wonderful. And see, like Mark touched on, right here, this is where Junell did shine. This is where Junell spent some of the fondest times of her high school experience, right here on the stage. Throughout her sickness, theater was her love, and it's the thing that gave her her greatest motivation. If she had it in her whatsoever, she was going to make it to a rehearsal or a performance. Her last performance this fall here took everything she had to get through that performance, but you wouldn't have known it. She put on a professional face and made her way through it. If she had it in her whatsoever, she wanted to be here. Here's where I had one of my proudest moments as a father. I was watching her perform in her sophomore year Battle of the Classes. She had been very vague about her character and the plot, which was kind of normal, like getting an answer from a teenager. Well, that night she nailed it. Rapid fire comedic lines, one after another. Their short play had the whole house laughing. I was so proud to watch my daughter doing something that she loved and worked so hard for, and to see her succeeding and excelling. That year, the sophomores won, which, if you're in the know for Newburgh Theater, it's kind of a big deal. Underclassmen don't often win, and they took home the coveted leg. Well, Junell, what can I say about Junell? She's my firstborn, my love, my partner in crime, my foodie, my date to the drive-in for Thursday night horror double features. Vivi once complained to her mom that Junell and I are always laughing and have secret jokes. It was true, we did. We had sideways glances that said, "Are you getting this?" A subtle nod that said, "Let's get the hell out of here." Junell was smart and witty and funny and very beautiful, but I don't really need to tell you that. So, how can you put a person's life into words, their entire thing? Would there ever be enough? It doesn't really feel like it. They say a picture says 1,000 words. Well, we got a lot of those today. So I guess that's a start. People talk a lot about strength and courage. Junell really showed that. She showed what courage and what appreciation for the life that we have and we're lucky enough to live, even if it isn't long enough. To me, real courage is my 14-year-old daughter going to a new high school with a terrible disease, without her beautiful, beautiful hair, and wearing an uncomfortable wig she hated. Just think about that. She held her head high and was her amazing self. No self-pity, no attention. In fact, she wanted to keep it a secret. Aside from her close friends, I'm sure most others were largely unaware of her sickness. In fact, throughout it, she only let it hold her back when she was physically incapable. Otherwise, dances, plays, nights out with friends, she wanted to do everything any normal teen gets to do. That's it. Just be normal. And get to live. Think about that. To just be healthy and get to live. When Junell was diagnosed and we began treatment, Katie and I made an agreement that although the road ahead was going to be undeniably rough and uncertain, that life doesn't stop. We wouldn't let the fear of what could happen paralyze our family. In fact, we did more. If Junell felt up to it, she was welcome to it. This includes her friends. Our feeling was, let her live as much as she can. There's a million reasons not to go out and do things, to not put yourself out there. But for those with the courage to do so, they rarely regret it. So what can we do to really honor Junell? We can remember her, the millions of ways she was wonderful and special. But the way we can really honor her is with our actions. Don't just think about doing things, go and do them. Whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. That's really about all I have to say, because there's only so much you can, I guess. Up here, next I have a note, introduce the next person. I forget who that is. I think it's Hunter, maybe. It's Aunt Christy. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Junell's great Aunt Christy.
Okay, Barney. Got my here just in case. So I am Katie's aunt and one of Sweet Junell's great aunts. And when Katie asked me if I would speak today, I had to really think about it because I thought, oh my, you're asking me, I feel so honored. But she told me she thought I would do a good job. And I said, okay. And if Junell will be happy, then I'm going to be happy with this. So Katie asked that I would say a few words and a prayer. As I was reflecting what I might share, I kept coming back to the joy, to the joy I felt seeing sweet Junell at our family gatherings, watching her make lefse, winning the lefse competition. It's a tradition we, in the holidays, we want to keep up one of our Norwegian traditions, so we make lefse every year, and Junell was always a part of it, and her Aunt Tracy and Junell helped her learn the art of making lefse. She came to our Women Folk Tea Party we started in 2022, and she loved my cucumber sandwiches, which warmed my heart to know that she felt those were the best. I got to watch her in one of her plays. I was amazed. She just took on the character, and she was amazing. Got to see her at her cousin Hunter's wedding and how beautiful she looked. The joy of seeing her on New Year's Eve when Katie and Barney and Junell popped in for a few minutes. And in my heart and mind, I thought, look at this sweet, beautiful girl, undergoing treatment and so determined not to let it stop her from enjoying life. Being an oncology nurse, I take care of patients every day that struggle with cancer, so I know how devastating it is and the rippling effects, how it impacts families, friends. And there you were, sweet Junell. I'm going to start crying. There you were, sweet Junell, determined to not let it stop you. So, give me just a moment. I didn't think I was going to need my notes, but apparently I do. So, Katie. Thanks to Katie sharing Junell's story on Caring Bridge over these last 4 years, many of us were able to join in her journey. I see it as a gift that Katie and Junell gave us, allowing us an avenue to give support and share our hearts through prayers and messages. We were all a part of Team Junell, witnessing and seeing, dear Junell, your incredible determination, your strength, your hope and love of life through the unimaginable journey with cancer. As your mom shared, you have a fierce spirit. We all saw that, as her mom does also. I really believe that sweet Junell got her mom's fierce spirit and her love and humor. And as Katie says, it will carry in everyone's heart that sweet Junell you've touched. You're an extraordinary young lady, and you have given inspiration for all of us to live life to the fullest, embrace it with all our heart, and hold on, and don't ever give up. You, sweet Junell, held so much courage in your young life. There's a poem, it's a blessing poem, prayer, that when I read it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is Junell. And it's for those all that have been touched by her. It's called A Blessing and a Prayer by John O'Donohue. So I'm going to do my best and do it justice and read it. Though we need to weep your loss, you dwell in that safe place in our hearts where no storm or night or pain can reach you. Your love was like the dawn, brightening over our lives, awakening beneath the dark, a further adventure of color. The sound of your voice found for us a new music that brightened everything. Whatever you enfolded in your gaze, quickened in the joy of its being, you placed smiles like flowers on the altar of the heart. Your mind always sparkled with wonder of things. Though your days were brief, your spirit was alive, awake, and complete. We looked toward each other no longer from the old distance of our names. Now you dwell inside the rhythm of breath, as close to us as we are to ourselves. Though we cannot see you with outward eyes, we know our soul's gaze is upon your face, smiling back at us from within everything to which we bring our best refinement. Let us not look for you only in memory, where we would grow lonely without you. You would want us to find you in presence beside us when beauty brightens, when kindness glows, and music echoes eternal tones. When orchids brighten the earth, darkest winter has turned to spring. May this dark grief flower with hope in every heart that loves you. May you continue to inspire us to enter each day with a generous heart, to serve the call of courage and love until we see your beautiful face again, in that land where there is no more separation, where all tears will be wiped from our mind, and where we will never lose you again. I want to finish with a prayer. Lord, help us to remember that you hear our cries, you see our tears, you draw close, and you comfort us in our suffering. Lord, sit with us, stay with us, and open our eyes to see your light as you walk with us in darkness. And I pray for each of us, God's peace that surpasses all understanding will fill every heart here. Amen.
Hi, I'm Vivi, Junell's sister. My sister was truly the best sister I could have ever asked for. She wasn't just my sister, she was someone I very much looked up to. I'm so grateful I get to call her my sister and was able to grow up with her and make so many great memories.
You got it? Okay.
Kind of. It makes so many great memories. Some include, like when we were younger and she'd put her makeup on me, or when she'd simply let me stay in her room while we'd watch The Office. I wish we had more time together. There are so many things that we will never get to do together. I will never get to go to one of her theater performances again and get to see her act. I will never get to see her supporting me on the sideline of my soccer game again. So much more that there will be no more of, and that will never get to happen. But however, I am grateful for all the things we did get to do together, and for all I got to see her accomplish. It's heartbreaking that someone that's always been there for me, and someone I've grown up for my whole life, is now gone. She will always have a huge piece of my heart, though, and I will carry her love with me in my heart for the rest of my life. And I will forever and always love Junell.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hunter Thompson, and me and my brothers, here, Duncan and Ruger, and our sister Kinsley, had the privilege of being Junell's cousins. I'm speaking today on behalf of my siblings. It's such a heavy thing to stand here, but it's also an honor to speak about someone as special as Junell. As the oldest of the siblings and the oldest of the cousins, I had a unique perspective. I got to watch Junell grow up. I got to see her change, learn, find her personality, and slowly become the person we all knew and loved. I remember when she was born and being so excited. I remember trying to keep track of her at our family events, watching her and Ruger play together, seeing her passion for theater grow, and of course her sweet smile. When she was little, she could be my sweet, innocent cousin, and at times a little gremlin alongside Ruger. I got to watch her grow up, and that's a gift I'll always hold dear. Today, my youngest brother Ruger would like to share some of his memories. When they were little, he and Junell shared a closeness that only growing up side by side could create. Through life, naturally, the changed as they got older, those early memories remained meaningful to him.
I was fortunate enough to grow up alongside Junell. Really wasn't that long ago that we were little shits sneaking out after Aunt Katie put us to bed to go mess with her grandpa. People described her as sweet and soft-spoken, but to me, she was always the one making dark jokes under her breath. Well, we were probably doing something we weren't supposed to. There was a time during one of my grandpa's 4th of July parties where we were supposed to be chauffeuring people from the parking lot because 2 preteens driving a golf cart around was a great idea. At one point, we picked up another kid around our age, and Junell was in the passenger seat, so she told him to hang on to the side. Started going down the hill, picking up some speed. When I whipped the cart a little bit, I felt a bump. When I looked over, the kid was gone. And all of a sudden, Junell said, just keep on going. He was pretty annoying. She always said what she was thinking, which I really loved. Turns out the kid broke his foot. That was our childhood, though. Me and Junell getting up to no good. Whether it was taking Grandpa's army sword and slicing it through boxes, or hiding in the bushes while we throw pine cones at cars and surf pines. Or getting yelled at for being too loud. It was me and her. I wasn't alone. Fortunately, as we got older, we grew apart. That's something I'll always regret. But I'm grateful to have had her as a cousin. To have had her as a partner in crime growing up. To have been part of Junell's life.
Those memories mean a lot. They remind us of who Junell was and the time we got to share with her. There aren't really perfect words for moments like this. What I do know is that she was loved. She was a part of this family, and she made an impact, even if it was in a quiet way. We're going to miss her. We already do. But we'll hold on to those good memories. We'll keep telling the stories. We'll carry her with us in the way we live and how we take care of each other. Thank you, guys. I think Allie Phillips is next.
My name is Allie Phillips. I was one of Junell's childhood best friends. I met her in second grade. The way that we met was kind of funny. It was on the bus to go see Geronimo Stilton, the play. And I was pressed because I wanted to sit next to Macy Newmeyer on the bus. But Macy Newmeyer ditched me to sit next to either Joshua or Caleb, I don't remember who. And I was so pressed, and I got sat next to Junell. And we bonded over the fact that we both wanted to sit next to Macy Newmeyer, and she ditched us both. And the whole bus ride, we bonded, and that's when we became best friends, and we were in a friend group, but over the years, Junell and I were the only one in the friend group that lasted. And Junell always had my back. She was the greatest friend that I could have ever asked for. And through the years, she saw many evolutions of me. I've changed so much throughout the years, and she loved every version of me. I wrote a poem called Junebug, and I'm gonna read that to you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking very bad. Junebug, that's what your family called you, but you were always Jade to me. At least, that's what I used to call you when we were kids. Though you were born in October, your spirit shone bright as the summer sun. When I think about you, I think of summer. I think of all the adventures and memories we shared. Just about every summer since we became friends, we spent it by each other's side. Whether it was at Seaside, Lake Billy Chinook, or even just chilling on each other's bedroom floors, no matter where we were still by each other's side. So I think no matter how brightly the sun shines this summer, I'll still feel freezing without the warmth of your laughter to cheer me up. You always uplifted me. You always uplifted those around you. You truly had the most beautiful sunny soul, and without you, the world is growing dimmer and dimmer by the day. Junell was truly the best friend that I could have ever asked for. She was so niche in everything that she did. Like, genuinely, like, she'd make references that people wouldn't get, and then, like, people would try and nod their head and be like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you could tell when somebody couldn't get one of her references. And she was just so cool in everything that she did. She was just a trendsetter. Like, everybody wished that they could be as cool as her, but they could only try. I miss her so dearly. I just keep on saying to myself, I miss Junell, I miss Junell. I was at the mall the other day and I saw this shirt that had Edward from Twilight and it said baby girl on it. And even though I'm broke right now, I had to buy it because it reminded me of Junell, and I keep on seeing things and I'm like, God, if Junell was here, she'd love this. And I keep on taking pictures of things and making little vlogs of things, and I'm like, if Junell was here, she would love this. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, actually, I'm going to read one more poem for you guys, the poem that I wrote. Some of you guys have already heard this poem. It was my caption for an Instagram, but some of you guys haven't heard this poem, so one more poem for you guys. Angel, find your wings and fly home safely. I'd offer to walk you there myself, but it's not my time to fly. So go to the skies where you can be at peace. On the coldest icy nights, I know that you'll be the most beautiful songbird taking flight. No matter how far away, even when you're out of sight, I'll know that you're freed of burden, taking flight in the cotton candy skies, with butterflies on the prettiest starry night. I will watch the sky tonight, so I know that you made it safely. Go on, beautiful blue jay. You are the strongest angel to ever take flight. So I hope you rest easy upon your bed of clouds. Goodbye, my beautiful best friend. Fly high, little angel. I don't know who's up next.
Hello, my name is Ellie, and Junell is my best friend. Our relationship is the closest that I've ever witnessed to two people truly being one person. Most of our friends refer to us as Junelli. It's really silly, but we really loved how easily our names fit together. Junell and I did everything together. We went on trips, our favorite being our Disneyland trip, when we rode the Incredicoaster 6 times, attempting to make a different face at the part of the ride where they take your picture. And when there was a glitch and we couldn't get one of the photos back, Junell worked for like a solid 3 days to get this picture back. Even though we had like 5 others like it. We saw endless plays together from various high schools, community theaters, and conservatories, where we constantly abused our thespian discounts. We got to share our passion for performing together. She was my occasional muse. I wrote and drafted multiple songs about her that she will never get to hear, assuming that there was a possibility I ever would have even let her hear them in the first place. All we could talk about was how excited we were to go to college together. When I went on tours, I took notes to tell her everything about the schools that she didn't already know. I planned on bringing my electric scooter to make her transportation easier on days that she didn't want to walk. I wrote my admissions essay about her. We looked at accessible dorms together. We bought things for our bedrooms with the mindset of this would be great for our dorm later on. She even talked me into looking at sororities, which is so not my thing. But the thing that she did best was bring me out of my comfort zone. Junell is the smartest person I have ever met. Oftentimes, I would ask her about current events before I would Google them in case by any chance she knew, and usually she did. She would spend so much time researching the most random things, including Vietnam War booby traps, the best food at Disneyland, Broadway history, fashion, and so many other niche topics that I would never have thought about on my own, but I had her to teach me. On days I didn't feel like doing things like going to rehearsal, she was my motivation. I would show up to be able to see her. We got our first jobs together. When we had plans after work, the one of us not working would go and visit the other. And when the one of us would close the store, we'd sit in our cars and wait excitedly just to be able to see each other, whether it meant we had plans or we would drive around aimlessly and do nothing, or sit on iPhone and scroll for hours, and no matter what, it was always the highlight of my week. I could always be open with her. She knew everything going on in my life. Some days we would bicker like sisters, but there was never a time that I was ever afraid that our friendship would be any less. We never really fought. We were very honest with each other. If my outfit was ugly, she would tell me. If I was annoying her, she would tell me, and vice versa. We laughed at everything, including each other. And if there was ever a time you may have thought we were laughing at you, you're probably right. When we were in middle school, the first time she went to camp in my time knowing her, the week she was gone, I did nothing except wait for her to come back. And it felt like the longest and the most boring week of my life. And in the 2 weeks that Junell has been gone, I have realized that life without her is just that, boring. There is nobody as funny, as clever, as easy to talk to, or as generally interesting as Junell. There is nothing that I have found more difficult than just not being able to speak to her. Her opinion to me was the only one that truly mattered. I could ask everybody close to me the same question, and her opinion is the only one that I would listen to because I felt that she knew and understood me best. This moment was never a part of our plan. We were supposed to take our graduation photos together. We were supposed to spend the summer at the beach together. She was supposed to be my future maid of honor and the aunt of my future kids. And there was no plan B. Through my grieving, I have taken some comfort in a few things. I have taken comfort in knowing that the time we had together was well spent. I am grateful to have so many photos, videos, and memories to look back on with her. I am grateful for Junell's family, who has become like my own. Junell taught me everything I value today, and yet I had so much more that I wanted to learn from her. She impacted my life undeniably. I will carry her resilience, her humor, her bravery, her wit, and her love with me wherever I go for the rest of my life. And the next person to talk is going to be our troop director, Mike McConaughey.
Good afternoon. It's been our pleasure to help host this celebration of Junell. We celebrated her a lot on stage, and it was my pleasure to be able to see that. Some consistent themes coming out today. You'll hear even more now. There are many definitions of courage. My favorite is that courage is defined as strength of mind
to carry on in spite of danger or difficulty. Everyone who knew Junell knew that she had an immense amount of courage. Most had no idea of the struggle she went through on a daily basis. Having Junell as part of our school community is a blessing that has left an indelible mark on me and the students here. Junell has been a great part of our theater program, serving on our thespian board, acting in many shows, and bringing a certain level of sass to our program. She graced our stage for the last few years, as recently as the end of January, where she played Audrey in our Shakespeare show, As You Like It. It was a joy and pleasure to see her on stage. She was always prepared. She brought a level of gravitas to the stage, and she was the epitome of a student actor. I think my favorite role was either Lady Macduff in our production of Macbeth, or as Martha Gillette, the crazy old lady, in Games Afoot last year, for which she won a People's Choice Award, which was well earned. Junell is well liked by her peers. When I asked what they would like to say about Junell, they described her as hilarious, open, caring, passionate, one of a kind, and inclusive. They also described her as a fighter, determined, genuine, and my favorite, unapologetically herself. Her peers also said, every time I saw her, I thought, whoa, she is so cool. Whenever I got to act with her on stage, she was always so on top of her characters that I never worried about my scenes with her. Junell was someone I looked up to and admired, and I'll think about that always. I remember getting to talk with her in the makeup room during shows. It was always fun because she always had something funny and interesting to say. One time I told her I was thinking about trying out sports in college, and she just quickly replied with, "Boy, you're not going to do that." Tried to get the right inflection there. And they go on, I didn't even take any offense to it. I just appreciated her being real. And I laughed along with her. She's so strong, and she lifted everyone's mood and spirit with every interaction. Also, she fought so hard. She never gave up, and she was so strong. It's not fair for her to be gone after giving her all to fight such a cruel disease. Also, she's a role model for us to keep going, even when it's hard. Junell mattered so much to us. She was seen, valued, and admired in this community. I think of her whenever I'm going through something difficult because I know whatever I go through does not compare to what she had to go through. Junell was known for her sense of humor and outlook on life. She relished her social media presence. She also added a sharp wit, a large dash of sarcasm, and a no-nonsense attitude. Junell was full of joy, approached her friendships with spontaneity, and never shied away from a good laugh. I will say Junell has made a huge impact on this department and school community. She taught us that life is special. She showed us how to find joy in life, even when faced with heartache, disappointment, and pain. She taught us to fight for what we believe in. She showed us how to appreciate time with friends and family and reminded us to pursue the things we enjoy in life. There is no way to fill the void, but we can honor what she stood for as we learn to hug each other a little tighter, to treat each other with a little more kindness, to live our existence to the fullest, and approach the ups and downs of life with great courage. She will be greatly missed and not forgotten. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Katie, Junell's mom. I was able to make it here on the stage without tripping. So I could hear Junell's voice telling me, "Mom, don't go up there. You're just gonna ugly cry, and good chance you're gonna fall." So I'm gonna keep this relatively brief. I'm not going to say any stories about Junell because I will just start crying uncontrollably. I wanted to thank everybody, and I'm not going to list all the names because essentially everybody here has been, we just have so much gratitude for how everyone has stepped up and helped our family, helped Junell, and we appreciate it so much. You know, you guys have our love and our gratitude. So, I do want to, and Barney mentioned this as far as the school, Junell's counselor, Angela, who helped her so much and has been such a great cheerleader for her. I know online some people are following. I'm going to shout out to my great aunt Lolo, who every single day, multiple times a day, would write Junell just pure love. Didn't expect a response because Junell sometimes didn't respond, but Junell adored her. So I have so much love for all the prayers, the congregations, everybody that has just continually stepped up, and I look at all the faces. Junell's favorite people were there for her and our family, and again, so much gratitude. Thank you. We're going to have a slideshow, and just a little disclaimer. I went through lots of rabbit holes with the photos. So there's, my sister told me, Tracy, who has kind of moved in with me for support. Thank you, Tracy. That, you know, as she gently said, as I kept on spiraling a bit, not being able to finish anything, that you aren't going to be able to look at all the photos that you've ever taken, because you take a lot of photos. And it takes a while for them to download as well, which, yeah, there's some slow internet going on there. But I do have my lifetime to honor Junell and live in a way that she would be proud of, and that is what I will do. Okay, and I just want to say another thing. I realize out there where the tributes are, I didn't put what type of cancer she had. I just put rare sarcoma. It's a malignant peripheral nerve sheath tumor. There's been so many fabulous organizations that have helped support Junell, and the Dornbecker OHSU community, Sam Day Foundation. Just, again, I don't want to list names because there's so many. I'm going to say Carrie, she's right there, and she absolutely loved her pediatrician. The rare type of cancer that she had, which was, most people haven't heard of it. I guess most people in this room have. You know, it is not fair. It is not fair that she had it. It's not fair that she died. But we know life's not fair. And the thing I want to concentrate on again is the gratitude and her life and the meaning of her being in our lives, which is which is going to be here for hopefully the rest of your guys' lives. And, okay, I'm going to say one more thank you to my husband, Barney. She's so lucky to have you as a dad, and I'm so lucky to have you as a husband. Even when I yell at you, you get mad, which does occasionally happen. But I am so fortunate. All right, so here is a little bit of a slideshow, and I'm sure I'm going to make edits and add things and realize I missed wonderful people and didn't put them in there. It was way too long. I had to shorten it up, so there's that. All right, again, thank you, everybody. Oh. You already had your time.
I just want to say one last thing, which is that people went through a lot of trouble to do all the stuff that's out in the lobby. So everybody make sure you eat a cookie or a cupcake. There are like favors to take home with you, so we will be more offended if most of that stuff does not disappear. So if there's anything left, like take cookies with you when you're going,
Yeah,
everything,
yes,
okay?
yeah, thank you.
So, and we want everybody to hang out in
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. And it is truly wonderful to see everybody here. Junell's Nana does not want to take all the cookies back. She spent a lot of time, and Miss Hannah's the popcorn, setting stuff up. We have an amazing family, both, and I include Barney's family as my family. Been married, I should know the number, 21 years. So, all right, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Oh, and Barney did already mention this, and I said Angela, Mark Brown and Mike, Newburgh High School. Thank you.
And she was lying in the grass, and she could hear the highway breathing, and she could see a nearby factory. She's making sure she is not dreaming. See the lights of her neighbor's house. tonight, tonight.
Again, I just want to thank all of the speakers. This is not an easy thing to do, but I think it was the perfect program and the perfect lineup, the perfect way to honor Junell. And just two things that I know I'm walking away with. Ellie, I appreciate your words to remind us that even in our grief, there's comfort in knowing that the memories are here forever, and those can never be taken away. And then Barney, the encouragement to live life fully every single day, and don't miss that opportunity, because we get that opportunity. And so let's live life fully the way that we saw Junell live her life. As was mentioned, there's a reception out there. There's some beautiful displays. Please take the time to look at those. And then the favors, there's some gummy candies out there and some bookmarks. Please take those as you leave, but stick around and talk with one another, talk with the family. Thank you for being here to help honor and remember and celebrate Junell.
Well, one second here. They asked me to speak earlier. I'm her grandfather. What? Anyway, I said there's no way I can speak. You know, as you get older, you get a little more emotional and stuff. And partner Mary, she says, I think, you did your eulogy for your mom. I think she's been sneaking estrogen in my food, but anyway, I said, yeah, I did the eulogy for my mom, but I need a half a bottle of whiskey to do that. Anyways, I just want to say that once in life, or every so often, you come across special people. And Junell was one of those. And I'm going to be brief here, but to meet a person like Junell, she was just a great person and a great soul. And she'll be on in my life forever. That's it. Go enjoy.
Cold was the night and hard was the ground. They found her in a small grove of trees. Lonesome was the place where Georgia was found. She's too young to be out on the street. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee? I'd have said she couldn't keep Georgia from dropping out of school. I was doing the best that I could, but she just kept running away from this world. These children are so hard to raise good. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee? Close your eyes and count to 10, and I will go and hide, but then be sure to find me. I want you to find me, and we'll play all over. We'll play all over. We'll play all over again. There's a toad in the witchgrass. There's a crow in the corn. Wild flowers all across by the road. And somewhere a baby is crying for her mom as the hills turn from green back to gold. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee? Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee?
There she stands among the daffodils she sells, dressed in blue and yellow. Wonder why I felt so much in love with her. Daisy lady, I wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy. I wish I was a bee among her pretty flowers. Oh, I'd never sting her. You know I'd love to bring her honey sweet as she. Daisy lady, I wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy. I bought some flowers from my flower girl today, a bunch of big red roses. Guess what, I suppose I'll send them right back to my Daisy lady. I wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy. There she stands among the daffodils she sells, dressed in blue and yellow. Wonder why I fell so much in love with her. Daisy lady, wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. starry, starry night. Portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met. The ragged men in ragged clothes, a silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. And now I think I know what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never
Shoved in the kitchen of a city tune. The light would flicker like a violent wound. The night was thicker than a smoky fume. And lies awaited in the room. And then he loved her like he loved no one. The way she laughed and held a smoking gun. The way she always said what's done is done. And he is not the only one. Love is a gentle thing. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. A victim healer with a sharp, sharp blade. And then he knew how she was getting paid. Her water broken, they would have to wait. And when he knew that she was fooling, he faced the mirror to avoid the thing. We're out of money and we've sold the bling. And I just wanna take you home. I just wanna take you home. Love is a gentle thing. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. And I'm wondering, ring. And I'm wondering.
Perhaps it is the color of the sun caught flat and covering the crossroads I'm standing at. Or maybe it's the weather or something like that. But mama, you've been on my mind. I mean no trouble, please don't put me down. Don't get upset, I am not pleading. Oh, saying I can't forget you. I do not pace the floor, bow down and bend, but yet. Well, mama, you've been on my mind. Even though my eyes are hazy and my thoughts, they might be narrow. Where you been? Don't bother me. Or bring me down with sorrow. I don't even mind who you'll be waking with tomorrow. But mama, you just on my mind. I am not asking you to say words like yes or no. Please understand me. I have no place I'm calling you to go. I'm just whispering to myself so I can't pretend that I don't know. Mama, you're just on my mind. Well, mama, you're just on my mind. you wake up in the morning, baby, look inside your mirror. You know I won't be next to you, you know I won't be near. I'd just be curious to know if you can see yourself as clear as someone who has had you on his mind.
Cold was the night, and hard was the ground. They found her in a small grove of trees. Lonesome was the place where Georgia was found. She's too young to be out on the street. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee? Ida said she couldn't keep Georgia from dropping out of school. I was doing the best that I could, but she just kept running away from this world. These children are so hard to raise good. Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee? Close your eyes and count to 10, and I will go and hide, but then be sure to find me. I want you to find me, and we'll play all over. We'll play all over. We'll play all over again. There's a toad in the witch grass. There's a crow in the corn. Wild flowers all across by the road. And somewhere a baby is crying for her mom. As the hills turn from green back to gold, why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee? Why wasn't God watching? Why wasn't God listening? Why wasn't God there for Georgia Lee?
There she stands among the daffodils she sells, dressed in blue and yellow. Wonder why I fell so much in love with her. Daisy lady, I wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy. I wish I was a bee among her pretty flowers. Oh, I'd never sting her. You know I'd love to bring her honey sweet as she. Daisy lady, I wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy. I bought some flowers from my flower girl today. A bunch of big red roses. Guess what? I suppose I'll send them right back to my Daisy lady. I wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy. There she stands among the daffodils she sells, dressed in blue and yellow. Wonder why I fell so much in love with her. Daisy lady, wonder maybe if some lazy day you'll stray away with me. Ooh, you drive me crazy.
Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue. Morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain, are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. starry, starry night. Portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met, the ragged men in ragged clothes, a silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, and how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never
Shoved in the kitchen of a city tune. The light would flicker like a violent wound. The night was thicker than a smoky fume, and lies awaited in the room. And Benny loved her like he loved no one. The way she laughed and held a smoking gun. The way she always said what's done is done, and he's not the only one. Love is a gentle thing. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. A victim here with a sharp, sharp blade. And Benny knew how she was getting paid. Her water broken, they would have to wait. And when he knew that she was fooling, he faced a mirror to avoid the thing. We're out of money and we've sold the bling. And I just wanna take you home. I just wanna take you home. Love is a gentle thing. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yeah, I'm wondering, ring. Yeah, I'm wondering.
Perhaps it is the color of the sun caught flat and covering the crossroads I'm standing at. Or maybe it's the weather or something like that. But Mama, you've been on my mind. I mean no trouble, please don't put me down. Don't get upset, I am not pleading. Oh, saying I can't forget you. I do not pace the floor, bow down and bend, but yet, well, Mama, you've been on my mind. Even though my eyes are hazy and my thoughts, they might be narrow, where you been, don't bother me. Or bring me down with sorrow. I don't even mind who you'll be waking with tomorrow. But Mama, you're just on my mind. I am not asking you to say words like yes or no. Please understand me. I have no place I'm calling you to go. I'm just whispering to myself so I can't pretend that I don't know. Mama, you're just on my mind. Well, Mama, you're just on my mind.
when you wake up in the morning, baby, look inside your mirror. You know I won't be next to you, you know I won't be near. I'd just be curious to know if you can see yourself as clear as someone who has had you on his mind.